What is going on, Roland Empire? Here, guys, to give you a video. Figured today's topic I wanted to talk about. Man, if I can remember, I know I did a review where I talk about the movie Totoro. From the greats of Ghibli. That lineup, and I figured, man, with me being on topic with trying to get this genre, this beautiful genre, this particular topic of stuff back into my somehow channel. I figured I check out one of the great ones, Spirited Away. It is the one, especially that you're like, that's the won the Academy Award for the best animated feature. And you know what? I'm really glad. But you know what? It doesn't matter whether it's that. It could be best feature. You know what? There shouldn't be no barriers to that, because if it could have got best feature, that's how good it was and all that. So with this one, I wanted to stumble upon it to kind of see how it is, and just to feel like how great all this is. And man, where do I start that I cannot even say what's new? At this point, it's all been said, but I'm giving what I think of this, and what I thought of. Just, man, what an experience! What an experience! So where I'll start, from what I can try to do, whether it's being new, whatever. Here it goes. From the incredible of the intro, that is the score that goes throughout the whole movie, kind of giving it a compliment of how the atmosphere looks, of how wonderful it is, how fantastical and mystical all of the fantasy that really the greats of the Hayao, the Miyazaki's is good at crafting such a vision that it centers on this girl who with her family are trying to get into a new place to move and all that, to just live. They stumble upon this because of certain kind of like detours in their driving and all, and as you see everything, you really are like this girl. It's just like questioning all this. You like it maybe, but you're like, what's going on in her parents? And you start kind of speculating. And as you start speculating what the story develops, you're like, if you can catch what the narrative or the theme is, you're like, okay, that's kind of what it tackles. So I find it interesting because I was already feeling that. I was feeling like the questions. And when you realize that what the certain decisions she had to be thrust and all that, you realize that, okay, this is the kind of film it is. And this girl, really, what a not a flawed person, but what a person that has to overcome to save her family and all, and on the way meeting some good friends, and one trying to help her out, realizing what this kind of mythology is, and then the other one that she has to spend time with. You think it might go one way, but it doesn't really go that way. So it's nice for her to have some kind of friendship, in a world that you're like, man, what is going on. It's nice to kind of get like a familiar, or just kind of a fresh, some kind of gentle soul to help you out, kind of thing. And throughout this, you get all these kind of characters that resemble within like the greeds and the egos, and then realizing this creature, the creature that you'll see everywhere when you want to get like a plush or anything. It's so significant, such a great idea, kind of thing. It's kind of eerie. It's not kind of eerie. It kind of follows the girl and all that. And you wonder what's the deal and all. And then there's certain parts that where she like works, realizing how these people really, how they view Gree and all, how they view Gree and the character, how it's so like crucial and instrumental to all this. And it's fascinating. And more what I can talk about the technological, whatever technicality of this film, the artwork, it's not a surprise. I love how hand drawn it is, usually how it is like that. The way it looked for me though, it's like, I like how the back, it's really like a paint. It felt like a paint, like someone painted it. And in the front, it just feels like beautiful animation and all. It's a nice compliment. Like every of these movies from this freaking studio does so well, capturing the humans in a way humans are like realistic. You can relate to them. That's why I like that these characters have meaning, but there's still more of layers. And just, I had a good time with this. Like, it is, it is maybe a movie that, it cannot be for everybody. Who knows, it really has to maybe have an acquired taste, but it's still really good to just see once, if it somehow you can have the opportunity, like, because it all really depends. It's like, all these movies are, they're like, they look kid friendly, but they have their adult themes and all that. And I just adore this, of how it took its time with just getting you used to the world and seeing this kind of adventure go down, realizing how this character gets, into a situation and how it gets out. Just incredible. All this, like, the spectacle of of like even when the climax kicks in, you feel like for this it has to have a climax the way it does. Really incredible of how much there has to be to just the distance you go just kind of like save people, and realizing what kind of like it could get kind of you cliche and cheesy sometimes, but it's kind of works for this kind of charm and all. How love kind of conquers and stuff like that. I just so really have a good time. It really just for me because like it's always like everybody's opinion, but my opinion, it served in the departments of everything from seeing the artwork really incredible, from the filmmaking, seeing it see as as grand and as like personal as it can be. It really is an emotional ride. Even the actors just doing what they can, like a good job, and just like trying as best to convey what the story is kind of basically what it's trying to cook up, and all that. And this movie just, man, I can't help enough to just be like, to appreciate this kind of war on the films it has and all that, and realizing that it's justifiable. It's justifiable why this. It's almost like a universe, even though all the movies are on its own thing. How though just all this works, and this one, good job for it. Is it my favorite? We'll see, guys. We will see. Is it my favorite? It's a darn good one. There could be arguments of like which one should have got awards and all these accolades are wonderful, but it's nice still to be like you can prove just how good your work is, no matter what. It would stand the test. It will stand the test, and how gracefully it just how it ages and all. And it's just an incredible movie, guys. Let me know, guys. Like I say, these are my thoughts and opinions. You might not favor this might not be your favorite. There might have been things that you wish could have been tweaked from characters and all that developments, or you think it's one of your favorites. It might have been something. It's just really mesmerizing. It's just really fantastical. You just really liked it because you just enjoy it from any emotional standpoint. It's just one of your favorites. I had a great time with this. It was really, really, literally fantasy. It was very fantasy, mystical. It was very fantastical. It's like that kind of thing. It's like for me to just see the artwork, to see the direction, and just enjoying just all these characters from what they could represent. So all this in the comments below, guys. And as always, Roland Empire, laugh, smile, repeat.